Okay, we will call this to order. All right, we will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Now we got roll call. Gary Myers.
Here.
Heather J.
Here.
Me. Heather D.
Present.
And Brian Beamer.
Here.
All good. Okay, so we will start with the approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
I have a quick, just super quick, I noticed it right before I left, the minutes are not January 9th, they're actually January 14th. So our date was just wrong on that, but
Good.
minimal,
Okay.
Good catch.
we can fix that. But aside from that, all good.
Okay, motion approved. Okay, so now approve the minutes of January 14th.
I'll move to approve the January 14th minutes.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, here's the good one, the treasurer's report.
Our January 1st, 2025 beginning general fund balance was $983,966.65. Revenues totaled $99,005.18. Expenditures totaled $128,150.34, leaving an ending balance of $954,821.49. And we do have just one budget amendment. It is to move $18,600 from inspections clerk to the deputy supervisor account line.
I'll make that motion to.
Okay.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved.
Alrighty.
Okay. Disbursements.
Nothing too out of the norm, it was a little bit of a larger month, just because we had to pay our fire contracts, so that's where some of those expenditures came from. But aside from that, nothing unplanned.
I will move to pay the regular bills for the month of February.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're rolling.
We are.
All right. There's this correspondence thing again.
Correspondences,
We don't-
if anyone
don't-
received any
us,
correspondence, anything to share. I do have one thing.
Mhm.
We did get our check for the senior millage money. So, I take it that means that they approved our plan.
Yeah.
They sent the check, so,
Yeah, that was.
Awesome.
yeah.
That was my first new one. And we got through it, so good.
Yep.
Okay, open to public comments. Anybody got anything about the agenda or? Looks like a no. Okay, now we'll go on to new business, and these two ladies are from Camp Pinewood, and they want to talk to us about this year. They're going to be celebrating their 100th year celebration, and they now see we got this park and everything, and they want to get with us and try to work together, see if we can do some things together. This is Mila.
Close enough, Mila. Hello everyone, board members, nice to meet you guys in person finally. My name is Mila Ribick. I am the program director at Camp Pinewood, just down the street from you guys. As Chuck just said, we are celebrating our 100th year here at Camp Pinewood, and we just want to extend an invitation to everyone in the township. Come on out, it is June 14th of this year, It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have some meals, I think, for the day. Some zip lining if anyone wants to climb our 40-foot climbing tower. Water front, we'll do canoeing, boating, swimming, everything that you can imagine at a summer camp. Just everybody, we want them to come out, have fun at Pinewood so we can have another couple hundred years at Pinewood. And Corey, if you have anything?
Yeah, we do have some flyers that we'll leave here and hoping to find places to put around. We know that Pinewood has had a relationship with the township in the past. Since the pandemic, we know that that kind of teetered away, and Mila and myself, being new to Camp Pinewood, we want to reconnect with our local community. So another thing we have coming up is on April 12th, we have a volunteer work week day. So we're having alumni, we'll have a NCCC AmeriCorps team out this year, helping us get ready for summer, and we'd love for anyone in the community to come in out that day. So we have information on our flyer, and like Mila said, we're just down the road. Come in and stop by and say hi.
Cool. What day was that in June?
June is June 14,
14.
and the volunteer day is April 12. So thanks for your time.
What is a
everybody.
volunteer day on April 12th?
We'll be doing a lot of trail work, landscaping, cleaning projects. There'll be lunch. So,
All that good stuff.
yeah.
What do you need? Just bodies, or you need people to bring shovels or rakes? Or?
Bodies, any local tools that you have and are able to bring would be very well appreciated. We've got
Mostly kind of like gardening tools. We have some gardening projects for our front sign that could use, planting flowers, especially around in our front area. There's like a tiered garden that we could use some help with, just freshening those up. Especially rakes, maybe a couple garden hose for our trails to rake up all the branches that are down so we can get those prepared for this summer.
Are you gonna need, chainsaws, a wood splitter,
Tractor.
tractor?
potentially, I would say definitely if you're interested in coming, reach out to us on email and we'll get you in touch with Kurt, who's our facilities manager, to kind of what tools he has available and what would be helpful to bring.
Do you have an email address on your flyer? that you
Yes, I've got an email address on the flyer that we'll leave here, so.
I was telling them I worked there in 1983 as a maintenance guy for a whole summer. I learned a lot about fixing and repairing, and it was a great experience and a great camp, so it's nice to
Yeah,
see you guys.
awesome, thank you. Yeah, we're excited, so where's a good place to put these for right now? Back here? We will do
You
that.
set them back there if anybody wants to grab one, and then we'll pick them up afterwards and
Awesome.
stick them on the window and start.
Perfect.
As we had a meeting prior, and we
Yes.
talked about, we are very interested in being able to intermingle and promote each other, let's put it that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I believe Chuck said hopefully maybe talking about like a bingo night or a euchre night have at Pinewood, so we have a much bigger facilities and just be nice
Where
to
we
have
can
everybody out
invite
there.
all ages,
Yes.
instead of like seniors, we
Yeah,
can
things
invite
for the
all
whole
ages,
family.
yeah.
Well, thank
Thank
you.
you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out.
All right, so yes, next is going to be, to appoint Linda Ertz.
Arts.
I always get that missed. Arts to, the Board of Review, which is just discussion of taxes and assets and stuff like that.
I'd like to make the motion to appoint her to the Board of Reviews.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 We did her. Okay, now, let's see, approve ordinance 2025-2 zone change from forest rec land to R2 low density. That one was, yes. Yeah, that was just some property that's over off of Old Duck Lake Road, backside of Hornings Duck Lake.
Yes.
This is another one that came about. We weren't aware it was zoned forest rec, at least partially. The person that owns the corner of Holton Duck Lake and Michelanda has a piece that's R2 on the Holton Duck Lake side, Holton Duck Lake Road side, and then the rest is FR, and then the parcels to the east are also zoned FR. And there's even a house there, don't know how that happened, but that's how the zone change came about. So it's to change those to R2, and that's what our future land use map behind Heather shows the intent of being, so.
And this is recommended by the planning
Planning
commission.
Commission recommended approval.
You can't see that far away, can you?
I'd like to make a motion to adopt that.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That one's approved. Next will be approved ordinance 2025-3, chapters of the zoning ordinance. That would be Lorraine again.
This one just has a few miscellaneous changes that are pretty simple. The changes are in bold on the first few pages. On the third page, section 3.15 is to add the requirement for rebuilds of a new home or additions on waterfront lots shall require evaluation from the health department that the existing septic system is adequate for use, and that's just to protect the lakes. And then the next section is a brand new pond ordinance. And the planning commission talked about this at least a couple different meetings. We compared all the surrounding townships ordinances and came up with this as a final proposal. And the planning commission recommended approval of all these.
Okay, so what did we do on the fence? I know that was one of the bolded areas, deciding of which side the fence faces, because we've had quite a bit of discussion about that.
It's proposed to be the good side faces out,
Faces
and that's
towards the
because of
neighbor.
a neighbor dispute we had.
Mm-hmm,
That's how they do it in the city.
right?
Different townships, some don't have that in their ordinance, some do. If you don't have that part of the ordinance and the bad side faces the neighbor and they don't like it, they can always put a fence on their side.
Mm-hmm. And I guess we all understand that. A couple of the questions is like, okay, say I decide, say this gets adopted, I decide to put a fence up. This tells me I have to go the other way. What if my neighbor says, I don't care which way, and I put it to my side? Now I'm actually going, I'm going against the ordinance, so I'm illegal.
If this is approved, you have to put the good side.
That's what
towards
I'm
the
getting
neighbor.
at, and that's,
Yeah.
I'm not okay with that. If my neighbor says it's okay, and I'm okay, I should still have that choice. Not be forced to put my good side away from me, even though me and my neighbor are in agreement that it's okay if I put it on my side. That would be, any other,
Yeah, on that, the rest of the changes look good to me. I reached out to 2 other townships on the east side of the state about the fence ordinance. We've done a bunch of studying on it. It's a mixed bag of which way you put it. There are some fence installers that won't even install the one-sided fence. They just put a vinyl fence up, so both sides beautification, or a box-style fence. This isn't gonna resolve an issue that we recently had. The other concern I had was, we don't have like a grandfather clause in it. Do we need a grandfather clause, or once the ordinance takes effect, is everybody behind their grandfather? Because I'd hate to have a multiple rash of people calling it the fence is on the wrong side. I would guess it's once it's changed. And that we don't address like painting it some psychedelic color that you just can't stand. Again, with Chuck, courtesy goes a long ways. We know not everybody can get along in township. We push for the courtesy. I respect the planning board for putting this together. At this time, I mean, I would push to table it and have some more discussions to where I feel that it's necessary. I don't know if it's necessarily needed to add into our ordinances at this time. That's my statement on it.
Just to answer your question, there really legally isn't such thing as grandfathered in. It's called legal non-conforming. If this got adopted,
Moving
old
forward.
fences with
Okay.
the bad side out would be
Great.
illegal non-conforming.
Okay.
But you're right, some townships and cities don't have that in their ordinance.
Yeah. Then it comes down to courtesy with your neighbors, and we all know not all neighbors are courtesy with each other. We push for that. I just don't think it's gonna resolve anything, and I don't know if it's gonna really help moving forward.
Is it possible to have language in there that specifies if a neighbor is okay with having the ugly side facing them? Is that just splitting hairs?
I personally don't think that's a good idea. If
Because then it'd have
If
to
you
be
don't like it, you
writing or
just don't.
something.
adopt it. Cause there, in the case where this came about, it's still not making one neighbor happy because of
Right.
the colors the fence is painted, so.
Right.
I understand.
And I get all that, but I'm kinda in the same boat as if, even if we adopt it tonight, it's not gonna fix that problem. You know, we know who we're talking about, and it hasn't changed their situation a bit.
Right.
Like I said my piece as far as me and my neighbor should still be allowed to have a choice. I don't have a problem with the fence. I should still, if I'm paying for it and my neighbor says put the good side on your side, I should be allowed to. Not have this paper say, even though he said I could, now I'm breaking the law by doing it what we both agreed on. So I would, if we can put some kind of verbiage in there, I'd be fine. But to just point blank yes or no, I don't know if I'm in favor of it either.
What did the planning commission's discussion, I mean, they came to the conclusion that this was the best solution, right? So they probably discussed that.
Gary and Andy are both on the planning commission, they can kinda speak on that.
After you, Andy.
My thought is that if you're going to erect a fence, the good side should be facing the neighbor. If it's a privacy thing that you're looking for, the tolerance that you should have to give in order to gain that privacy should be the ugly side of the fence. I think that's a simple give for anybody that wants to put that fence up. So as we discussed it in the planning commission, as long as the fence is well maintained and taken care of, and I mean, you could even have a neighborly agreement that says, I don't care which side of the fence is which one, but then what if your neighbor sells his house and then the next guy comes along and he's like, well, wait a minute. Then technically I think you'd be legal but non-conforming under what we've got going on right here.
But if the verbiage was already in there.
But
then
if the
that
verbiage
takes
is
away-
already in there, like a gentleman's agreement between you and your neighbor or something like that, that can change when the neighbor changes. So my thought is, in every practice that I've seen, is that if somebody puts a privacy fence up, the give is that the side with the cross members and that faces the property owner that wants the fence up. The good side faces the neighbors.
I myself had a lot of thoughts, and I did vote for this at the planning meeting, but afterwards, after I got home, I started having thoughts of, the man is paying for the fence in his own, he should be able to see whatever side of the fence he wants to see. And you know, it all comes down to sometimes expenses, because, and like I said, I didn't think of this at the meeting, I thought about it afterwards. I think at this point, I think I probably would have changed my vote on it. I don't know if we really need to have this in an ordinance. I think most people are courteous, and you can go and talk to your neighbor and negotiate with your neighbor, and I mean, this is a friendly community. I mean, this isn't downtown Muskegon Heights, you know. I mean, this is a friendly community, and I think most of us can get along. And at this point, I don't see where we would have to have that in there.
Gee, would that be common sense?
Yes, it would.
Okay, so now I'm kind of new to what, now do we vote on this entire ordinance, or do we vote against the entire ordinance?
Somebody can make a motion to approve the entire ordinance with the exception of
Defense.
J, section
Yes.
3.3J, if that's what you want to do. Just approve the rest. If you want to table it for some reason, you can do the same thing, only table it.
Well, I guess, how do we feel about that? Approving all but
I feel comfortable with that.
3.3J.
I'm comfortable with that.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna make a motion.
Yeah, I'll make the motion to approve the ordinance amendment with the exception of J and whatever number you just said that was, right? 3.3.
She made the motion, anybody want to second it?
Second.
All approved?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Okay. So, that one is taken care of. Alright, now where we at? Let's see, we are at salary resolutions. I gotta find that section. Alright, so what do we got? Alright, we will start with salary resolutions, which is nothing more than the yearly raise. So we will start with, okay, I'll start with supervisor salary. We approved the Social Security COLA 2.5, which took the new supervisor salary up to $31,911.71.
I'll make a motion to approve the supervisor's salary.
I'll second.
These are roll call.
Yes, they are.
So Gary Myers,
Yes.
Heather J.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got the
you
right
got
J.
it
Got the right J. See, you guys are killing me with this, man. Chuck, yes. Heather D.
Yes.
Brian Beeman.
Yes.
Okay, that one's approved. Next will be the treasurer's salary, which is the same increase and same rate of $31,911.71.
Make a motion, accept.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote.
Yes.
Gary Myers. Heather Jarvis.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Heather D.
Yes.
And Brian Beeman.
Yes.
Treasurer's approved. Next will be the clerk's salary. Same increase, same rate, $31,911.71.
I'll make a motion to approve the clerk's salary.
Second.
Roll call vote. Gary
Yes.
Myers. Heather J.
Yes.
Chuck, yes. Heather D.
Yes.
Brian Beamer.
Yes.
Clerk salary approved. Okay, the trustee's salary is now at $6,332.11.
I'll make the motion to adopt their salary increase.
I'll support.
Roll call vote.
Yes.
Heather J.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Heather D.
Yes.
And Brian Beamer.
Yes.
Trustee's salary is approved. Okay, now I lost my paperwork. What'd I do? I'm great at this, aren't I? Alright, so now the 2025 resolution for poverty exemption guidelines.
So these are the federal guidelines, for persons to meet in order to be exempt from paying their property taxes.
Yeah.
We have to approve them every year.
I don't believe we have to read the.
No.
No, we're
we
just
don't have
saying
to.
that we got the new scale for the poverty exemption guidelines. So we're asking to approve for 2025.
I'll make the motion to approve the guideline as written.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and then this is just, we put on here for information only, the 2 board of review dates, March 12th from 1:30 to 7:30 p.m. and March 13th from 1:30 to 7:30 p.m. And that's for anybody that, you know, has a question about their taxes, would like to discuss any discrepancies, whatever. We'll be here from that time. If you wanna come in.
Are you, requesting that people make appointments for board of review? Okay.
Oh, now you tell me, Martha.
You gotta make appointments, Chuck, you ain't just coming.
Alright, so I guess I was wrong. We'll be there for that time, but you gotta make an appointment to be here. So,
It's on the notices that goes out, so they can read it.
Yeah.
alrighty, so let's, yeah.
Neglected Korean business on the mower and the trailer.
Oh,
My bad.
I
I
didn't
can
get
speak
back
towards,
with
Is this just a update? It's nothing that needs to be decided?
we need to really talk about how much we wanna spend and what our flavor that is,
That's a,
substantial amount.
Yeah. And, yeah, so if you wanna start with that, cause yeah, I know I've been talking a little bit too.
that would
and-
probably be a good thing to talk
Budget?
about as we're working on the
Okay.
budget too. Yeah.
So what we're talking about is, purchasing some better lawn equipment and some maintenance equipment for taking care of our beautiful park. So we will go over that in budgetary and talk about how much we wanna spend. We'll warn the general public that professional mowers are extremely expensive. But again, you wanna purchase the best that you can to ensure that the day of a big event, the mower ain't broke. Doesn't mean it won't. We're gonna try to get it supported and maintain at one of the local businesses here. I did reach out to J&J, they're very, very nice to deal with. And we're also gonna hire some individuals this year to work with the maintenance crew. You know, Ron's gone, rest his soul. And show them how to maintain the equipment, take care of it, you know, and have some pride in doing the jobs that some people look down upon. I mean, it's a great job to be a maintenance guy and taking care of things, so. And then a trailer to be able to move it around if we need to move it. One thing is what I'm pushing for is to beautify the Horton Cemetery a little bit more on that. So the board just needs to sit down and talk about the cost, and the cost is definitely sticker shock on it. Thank you.
Now's the time. Budget season.
Yep. And we're in the middle of working on our budget, so as they said, it's the perfect time to take a look at it.
Don't spend all of
Okay.
our money.
Do we have any board comments at this time?
I would just like to thank everybody for being here. I'm glad to see some participation in our little meetings here. A lot of the times we have one or two people up there, sometimes nobody, so it's, thank you for coming, I appreciate it.
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay. I'm learning.
I've got nothing today.
Well, I can only reiterate on what Gary said. It's anytime we can get anybody to show up and actually see what we're doing or hear what we're doing or just, we're open to ear, you know, we're open to suggestions. So if you come here, see what we're doing, you got suggestions, please, open door. Please feel free to stop in, email me, whatever. I mean, it's brand new. We're ready to try some things. So thank you every time you guys show up, every time. Heather?
I have nothing. Thanks for coming, guys.
I'll follow up with a thanks for coming again. Takes everybody to make the community work. We got a great group here. We got great subcommittees. There is a lot of work that goes on in the background. Lots of hours and dedication to try to ensure that there's good guidance given to the board and good guidance given to the township. So I want to tell everybody on those subcommittees and this committee, thank you, and thanks again for everybody showing up.
All right, any public comments that anybody would like to say? Andy?
Turn the camera before I approach and do procedural.
I was
things.
actually trying to see how you were gonna do that.
I'm Andy O'Reilly. I live at 6420 Fisk Road. I've mentioned this before, and I don't think that we've had any action on it in the past, but I would like to see Cedar Creek implement an ordinance that anybody that's going door to door has a permit and also an identification card granted by the township. We had some people stop by the other day who were doing something. I don't even know what it was, but they tucked their message behind our Ring doorbell, which fine, you know, whatever. But we've also seen a rash of recent people are going door to door selling natural gas programs, which if they opt into this natural gas program and then they in time want to switch back to you know, DTE, they make it very, very difficult for them, and it's predatory. In Roosevelt Park, when I was the assistant mayor there, we charged $45 or $50 for a permit to go door to door. And if everybody in Cedar Creek knew that somebody coming door to door for anything was approved through the township, it would be a lot safer for everybody to keep them away from us, as you know, to keep scam artists and things like that out of town. So if that could be something that we put into motion to maybe find some other ordinances that work for places, I would love to see an ordinance for ID from Cedar Creek for people to go door to door.
That's a great idea.
Thank you.
Thanks. Anybody else? I guess that's a no. We are going to adjourn.
I'll
Motion
make
to
the
adjourn.
motion.
Oh,
I'll
most.
support.
All